Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to give you a look at the NQ and what they may be setting up to do from a daily perspective. And of course, we'll look at it on this 1 minute as well to kind of drill in and take a look at the price action, just a bit closer. So I put the tweet on Twitter yesterday. Let me see here. And this was before they had, really got into that price level. All right. And that was at that 150.95 before they had got back down there. It was midday, and so at that 150.39, I had called that out in that video with the prop trading. So that's this video here. I called that price level, and you can kind of see it right there, and took that ride up, and that's how I passed that account. All right, now I came back midday and told them, say, look, now let's see if price can stay above that 150.95. All right, so that's me taking that ride, and then of course here's the decline back down to that 95, and there's that 39. All right, so that 39.50, they hit the mid of those ranges, all right, and then they popped up. Now, if you were able to catch this video, you would definitely see me essentially take those trades, wins and losses, take the trade and pass the account in 23 minutes. All right, and that's the thing. I want to kind of make sure I drive the point home how simple the information is that I'm presenting here to you. Using one price pattern, of course, being able to spot that they didn't want that break based on that market structure video that I put out as well. Simple stuff. All right, simple pattern, one simple pattern just got us up the board. All right, so that's what we did there. Now, this is where we were at that time. All right, so we were down in here. Of course, if you watch the video, you'll see me try to catch that break through that second leg, and they just didn't want to give it to me. All right, you'll know what the trend is. I went over that, and if you're not familiar with any of the content, you can go click that link that's going to be right below the video. Okay, and you can get all this information right here. And then roughly about 2 hours, I cover all of this. Now, in each video, they're roughly about, I want to say, maybe 10 minutes, 18 minutes. The only one that kind of goes a little outside of that is I believe the market timing, because it's in real time, and I think the market structure went almost 20 minutes, somewhere in there. And of course, these price action setups, I think two of them is in real time. So again, 2 hours, you can press play, and in 2 hours, you can learn almost everything that I did in this video, step by step. And it's very, very simple. I'm not using anything that's really, again, beyond the scope of, I guess, language that's easy to interpret. Okay, so I try to make it really, really simple. Even the price pattern, I use just the one price pattern. I'll say the first price pattern I introduced. All right, just the first one. I did release three of them, but the first one is primarily what I used in that video to make the money, and it's very, very simple. And so this is essentially the price action for today. Let's just kind of scroll forward here. Of course, that's them coming down yesterday, hitting that price level twice. And so today, let's get to today's activity, and you can kind of see the NC there. That's that first price action setup that I released. And I'm not going to go so much into what it is. You can take and click the link below and learn that price action setup if you would like to. So, and even the ranges, you can learn those times as well. So that's the overnight. We kind of broke through there, and you can pause the video and just kind of take a look at those setups. Anything with the NC, no close beneath, hard stop on the levels. All right, so you can pause the video and just take a look. But that's what we did today, back down into those price levels. And then, of course, this is where we bounced and went back up. Now, again, I called this price level and this price level yesterday. All right, really, really important that you know that. That's on yesterday. Now, this is what it looked like from, I guess, the compressed view, where it kind of just smooths out the fluctuations with, just a trend tool I have. So one I made, just like the NC indicator too, our code indicators as well. Try to make sure that what I want to see on my charts is based on what I think risk should be. I don't want to put anybody's tools out there as not being worth the purchase. But I think that when you're trading, you may want to consider, when you get people's software, what they factor in as far as risk when it comes to the signals that they're giving you. The indicators I try to code is based on risk, risk tolerance that's appropriate for myself. All right. So, and I try to make sure that, I place myself within a scope of not being able to give up so much ground, but able to accomplish a larger target. So I try to make sure I keep that in mind with my tools. So I just wanted to essentially smooth out some of this information in here. And I just applied, something that's very simple, and so you can see the fluctuations and all the hits that were there, definitely off the range from yesterday. Here's those price levels; they're getting tagged. And again, if you want the range, if you want the the price action information, just click on the link below. It'll be there for you. You can get the times and get the setup itself. So you can see all these tags. This was this morning. They punched that high, came back through, and then of course played the backside here. They even paused right here and did a little bit of up and down, and then took off. And of course traded right into that 39.50. Came back for another bounce here, and then of course we're back above that 95. So now what are we going to do? That's the main thing I want us to take a look at from the daily perspective. So let's do that. All right. So now when it comes to the daily, this is what we're doing now. These are just static levels. I've been putting it out there that they're headed to that 550. They're headed up there. They managed to turn before getting there. Now, because they closed above the 250, they definitely have interest to get to the 550. But again, they're cycles. They'll cycle back on you before doing so sometimes. Now, I just did a quick measurement of some of the pushes. It's just some of the pushes that they base and then push. I just did a quick measurement of some of it to try to give you an idea. I did this one, I believe, and then from right there, further up, try to give you an idea of how far they could possibly reach back up should they want to stop here and keep going. The only issue that I'm having with what they're doing, and this is what I really, really want to stress to you, you got the blue outline bar again, something that I code, even all the color bars. There, I do code a little bit. I'm not the best at it, I promise you. I'm still learning, but this information right here, these blue outline bars are important, and you can tell how they traded up against it and then dropped. We got a blue outline bar here, and that's there, and they drove down into it here and then popped up and made that high. I was even warning, in some of the prior videos that, hey, this is weakness while they were up here and then they turned. And I definitely called this drop here when this bar closed on the last contract. It was green. They had a green day, and I told everybody, that close is, essentially going to produce some weakness. And of course, you got that sharp drop that next day. So keep in mind, we did bounce at the static level here. Now, see, let me see, what is this low? That's 53.50, 853.50. So we did not break the first zone. All right. So the first zone is at 850. Well, the first zone stop is behind 850. All right. And so the low of the bar is 853. So we came just within a few points of breaking that first zone, and then we got that pop up. Now you got the NC here. All right. And that's a no close above level. So the high of this is 152.50. The close, all right, now let's get this close. The close here is 147.50. So we're right under that. All right. So the high 152, close 147.50. All right. Now this is going to be, something that we're going to have to definitely keep an eye on. Even though we cleared that 250 by, definitely trading beyond it, that's interest to go higher. But having came up here on yesterday, and closed back beneath the high of this bar is just something that we definitely going to want to keep an eye on. Hopefully on tomorrow they can, get up here and just go ahead and begin to close, and then we go ahead and make our way up to that 550. If we're unable to do that, they're going to rotate right back down, and then of course you're going to probably get that same move off this high. Okay, so you probably get that same move. Let's do it like this. So if they're unable to do that, they may be headed, at least to this 550 below. They can stop shy. They can come. They can if they want. Again, I can't say, definitively. But if they want, they can still stop at this zone. However, I wouldn't be here unless I can see the turnaround actually happen. And that's just in my opinion, or depends on how they do it. I'll say that. So again, if you want to take it from this zone, just like they came within a couple points of this one, the stop have to be right outside that zone. Again, this low, okay, is 853.50. All right, this back of the zone is, well, the start of the zone is 850. All right, so your stop would have to be outside of 750 if you take it, if it comes into this zone. Now you can learn all the static levels and where the stop got to be at. You can just click that link below. It'll take you right to the video with the excuse me for a second, the static levels, the chart scale, and of course the ranges. all three of those particular ways of gauging where the market can potentially turn at is in that video, and it's about, I want to say, about 18 minutes. So you can learn three different approaches to where, the areas that the price could actually turn. You can learn the ranges, you can learn the static levels, and of course you can learn how to utilize the chart scale. And that's that hard right edge, that margin there. You can learn how to use that in conjunction with the time the time axis down here on the bottom. I teach you how to use the frame of the actual chart. So this is what we're looking at moving forward. If they do not go ahead and on tomorrow, try to go ahead and get bullish. All right. If they don't try to go ahead and do that, we may be looking for another push back into this area. Now, hopefully this can hold. Hopefully this can hold. But if not, you may see this market, drop down if they can't go ahead and rotate up and go ahead and go get that 550 and above. And that's the thing. I measured it out. We should get here if they can hold this turn. I do believe that they'll go past here. I do, because they're doing this before they're getting there. So they may get right through this. You may see a little base, maybe a profit taking day, and then we should be able to go in and push again. Now, when they get up here, that's a whole nother scenario. And of course, if we want to reach, even higher, you can kind of expect that. Now, the only thing with these zones, and this is something I'll tell you, once we clear them, okay, now once we clear them, we're going to flip them upside down, and then the stop will be, from let's say 250 down to 150, and 150 down to 050. All right, so you will flip it upside down, and it becomes demand. So 050, we're right about here, so if we're going to potentially be demand right in this area here for the move up, they should be able to continue up. So I wish you all the best with your trading. I will be back maybe tomorrow, or sometime next week, and we'll see how all of this play out. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.